It's something that people really should be educated on, because these survival mechanisms can take many different forms: eating, drinking alcohol, taking recreational or illegal drugs, even sleeping, avoidance, like being addicted to something like technology, um, stuff like that. So there's a lot of different behaviors that people don't actually realize are survival mechanisms. Even something as hyper promiscuity or lack of physical behavior can also be a type of defense mechanism. Um, Most the categories in general are either addiction, um, repression, where you ignore everything, or what is it? Addiction, depression, and like rebellion type of behavior. So this could include like self harm, being overly promiscuous, uh, harmful eating habits, um, like ignoring your feelings and like forcing yourself to do things. Sometimes they can turn out okay. Some of the mechanisms are a little bit more um, productive and safe, like exercising and stuff like that. But there is also a line between doing something for your care and doing something to appease an addiction. And you can any normal activity can turn into a negative mechanism. Like you can exercise excessively, you can be extra antisocial or be too social, as a form of like not ignorance, avoidance. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of different manifestations of this type of stress and trauma, that I think a lot of people don't really realize as mechanisms for this type of trauma. Um, we also do have 4 innate survival mechanisms, that are, as I said, deeply affected by the trauma that we feel. There's our feeding mechanism, which is how we're able to understand when we need to eat and what nourishment we need, paying attention to what your cravings are, because often your cravings are linked to nutrients that your body's deficient in. Um, there's also the fight and flight instinct, which makes us aware of the dangers around us. Back when we were living out on the plains hunting animals, that was very important because it would help us determine whether we were going to stand and fight or run away. Um, so it helps us know that we can go hunt the deer but should run away from the tiger. Um, Reproduction is another mechanism. And then our immune system is also a component, which a lot of people don't factor in as well. But the immune system is a huge component, and a huge symptom. A lot of different disorders and immune disorders and immune diseases can be linked to stress. You're more likely to have a lot of different illnesses and conditions if you're exposed to stress early on. Um, and a lot of different things can affect these mechanisms and affect your level of survival mode, including abuse and accidents, even the birthing process, like how you were born, if you've been exposed to chemicals or substances, if you've been exposed to death, divorce, whether it's your childhood, your parents, or yourself going through a divorce, um, emotional trauma.